Previously on our sports, I made men's March Madness predictions for the tournament. And today we're going to make women's predictions. As this is as I said, be predicting both NCAA March Madness tournaments. So here we are. And this should be exciting. So yeah, what's up everybody? It is Mars Sport. It's your boy Marshall. Today, we are going to predict the women's bracket. Now, I kind of forgot the formatting last time. I should have done like, you're going to see the whole bracket already, but I'll explain all my picks. So, yeah, we're going to go through that. And I've been doing a little bit more research on the women's today. So, yeah, I wasn't able to get as much info as the men's, unfortunately. Like, there wasn't as many videos, but I did look at some stats and look, and based off those. So, yeah, we're gonna take a look at it. So yeah. Anyways, let's do this. So yeah, here is the women's bracket. Before I get started, again, I am not an expert. I watch college football mainly, not college basketball. But I'm getting to college. I want to watch March Madness this year, and there's actually some games going on right now. So yeah, but it's the playing games for the men's. Yeah, but here are my picks. Let's go through each one of them, shall we? Starting off with the round of 64 or 60. Yeah, 64. I think UCLA is one of the teams to beat, maybe the team to beat at this point. But UCLA has been a really good team this year. I mean, I know they lost to USC, I think. I know they've had a few losses towards the end of the season, but like outside of that, they've been really, really good all season. I mean, first year in the Big Ten, and the fact they're doing this already is pretty crazy. I will admit. Like they lost to USC twice, and then they beat them in the actual tournament, which again, the number one seed. We could see a 4-3 match, would be pretty epic. I do think they will be either University California at San Diego or Southern. My second favorite Baton Rouge school. Dude, Southern's band is amazing, by the way. I think honestly, winning that match at Southern versus UC San Diego, I do think it'll be close. I do think Southern has been better as the season went on. Like they lost the first few games, and they've been, but like they lost the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, first eight games, which were all against either SEC, Big 12, or well, next year there's Colorado State in there. And there's also Big 10, the ACC. So they're against some pretty good conferences. And then they've lost, but they've been a lot better as the season went on. I do think that Southern will end up coming up on top. UC San Diego's one of those newer teams, I think. So I think they had a big losing streak in the season. But I think I just don't think any of them have a chance for UCLA. I think UCLA is going to blow whichever team makes it, which I think will be Southern. I think UCLA blows them out of the water, to be honest with you. I'll be honest. It's just UCLA is that good. I got Richmond over Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech's a good team. I think Richmond's been really good this year. They've beaten some pretty good opponents. So I think Richmond will go through in that. Now, Ole Miss over Ball State. I know they've Ole Miss has beaten. I know Ole Miss. I think they might have. Were they the team that lost in the first round? I forgot. Ole Miss has beaten some good opponents like LSU. Um, but they have 10 losses, but they've been getting better as the season. They did lose to Texas only by 7 points, so it's at least not a blowout. I mean they've somehow beat LSU to end the season. They've also beat some other teams like Kentucky and Vanderbilt. And they've had some close losses. I think they'll beat Ball State. Ball State's a good team, but I think that Ole Miss will pull through. I barely beat Grand Canyon University. I think Grand Canyon's a good team. Of course, they made their legacy in the men's, but Baylor's been a good team. I mean, I forgot how they did in the Big 12 tournament. Baylor's been a good team all year. They only have 7 losses. They lost a close one to the eventual pack, or I guess, yeah, the eventual Big 12 champs, TCU, their rival as well. So I said the revival, if we're talking rivalry names. But yeah, but Baylor, I think, is a good team, and yeah, they almost beat one of the best teams in the country. So yeah, but Baylor is a good team. They beat some good teams this season. Like they beat Kansas State, West Virginia. They've also their few losses come against really good teams, including three to TCU, which were all really close losses. They've also lost to Oklahoma State, Indiana, and really close loss to Oregon. So I believe some others too. Yeah, but they beat some good teams this year. Yeah, I think honestly, yeah, honestly, the next one, I think George Mason could be the Cinderella story of the match. I think I actually have them winning against Florida State. George Mason's been really good this year. I believe this is their first time ever in the tournament, so big deal for that program. I think George Mason's got a lot of potential. I think to pull off an upset against a team like Florida State, and I think, and they pretty much they blew through their conference tournament. So I mean. There's that. And Florida State, on the other hand, I think Florida State's been good this year. Like they beat Notre Dame. I just feel like they could slip up. I feel like, I don't know. They've had some weird losses this year, and that might be one of them. They beat Notre Dame, I guess, but and some other teams. But I think Florida State there's always been some crazes in March Madness, but I think that despite beating Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, North Carolina, I just have a weird feeling that George Mason's going to beat them. I have LSU over San Diego State. San Diego State won the Mountain West, and it's a good team. But yeah, I think LSU's. I know they ended the season kind of like the regular season, like losing to Bama and Ole Miss. But they beat Florida with a lot of points in the SEC tournament. They lost to Texas in the SEC tournament, but I think Texas is a really good team. So especially at their first year in the SEC. Yeah, but I think LSU will pull through. I think Kim Mulkey squad with like Flávia Johnson as long as she's healthy. I think that's going to be a really good team. I actually have Harvard beat Michigan State. Michigan State's a good team. I think that they definitely have a lot of potential to pull through. But Harvard's been is actually one of the better Ivy League schools this year. Like they've actually been really good this year. I believe they won the Ivy League. And only four losses, and I feel like they could be a like they beat some good teams this year too. But like they beat Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. It's not 1912. I think Harvard's got a lot of potential to beat Michigan State. I think it's going to happen. The smart school will go through. I have NC State over Vermont. NC State's a really good team. So at this point, I don't know if Vermont will even like Vermont's a good team, I'd say, but like I don't know if they're I don't think they're going to hang out with the men's and women's at the exact same record, 21-12. I just don't think they're going to hang out with NC State, to be honest with you. We'll see though. I've seen crazier. Now the next region down here. I have USC over UNC Greensboro. USC's been really good this year. I don't know if Greensboro's going to hang on. We'll see. I have Mississippi State over Cal. Cal's been a good team this year, but I feel like Mississippi State has been good this season. Of course, part of the SEC, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, yeah, I know they have 12 losses, but like they oh shoot, sorry, wrong Mississippi State. And look at their basketball. No, not their football. They have 10 losses, which is sorry. They have 11 losses. That's still missing the tournament, but like they've had a few losses. But I think like they've had a lot of close losses, like against Missouri, who they beat eventually. Uh, yeah, I mean they barely lost to Florida. Yeah, Florida wasn't very good. I think Mississippi State. That's a weird feeling. Like they almost beat Texas. I'll say that for a fact. But yeah, but there's that. I have K-State over Fairfield. Fairfield's a good team. I just think in the end, K-State's been one of the best teams in the Big 12 this year. I just don't think they're gonna lose. I have Kentucky over Liberty. Liberty's a good team, but I do think Kentucky will beat them in the end. I have Iowa over Murray State. Looking at Iowa's schedule, they had a lot of close losses this year. And despite that, Caitlin Clark, I think that's still a pretty good team. And I think they'll move on. Actually, have Florida Gulf Coast being Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a good team. Like they've done really good for their first year in the SEC. I just think that I feel like that South Carolina loss might be little on them. Like I know, like it's gonna depend on their offense. It feels like, man, sometimes they don't pull through. We'll see. And I think Florida Gulf Coast is a good team. I mean, where the heck are they? Like they're 33. I think and they blew through their tournament, so I think they're gonna beat Oklahoma State right half that momentum. So yeah, of Oklahoma State over South Dakota State. South Dakota State's a really good team. They beat some good teams this year. I do think Oklahoma State's been really good. I mean, they've been good in the Big 12. I mean, they beat some good teams. I believe. Hold up. Sorry, I'm searching this all up as we go. Yeah, they beat some good teams. Like they beat Kansas State. They beat TCU. They've had some weird and they've had some weird losses that they lost against West Virginia by only scoring 37 points. They lost to Houston, which apparently has a terrible women's team this year, despite having a really good men's team. They've had some weird losses like Kansas and Richmond, but I do think that team is still Yeah, I think they'll get South Dakota State. I have UConn over Arkansas State. UConn's a really good team. I don't Arkansas State good. It's cool to see them make the tournament. I just don't think they're gonna hand out to UConn. We'll see though. Moving up, as we have, I think South Carolina beats Tennessee Tech. South Carolina's gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the tournament. I think. And Tennessee Tech's a great team, but I do think South Carolina's just miles ahead of them at this point. Yeah. And honestly, they might be miles ahead of everyone. Indiana over Utah. Indiana, I know they've had some. I know they were preseason ranked and like they had a few losses, but I think they will beat Utah. Utah's a good team. I just think Indiana's going to pull through. Both teams have their flukes. I feel like, but I think Indiana will pull through in the end. I have Alabama or Green Bay. Green Bay's a good team. I just think Alabama is going to pull through, and I hope Green Bay beats them, but who knows? As y'all know, I do not like Alabama because I'm an LSU fan. Go Tigers. And believe it or not, I don't have LSU in the tournament because I genuinely don't think they're going to win the tournament. I think they'll do good. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make the championship, though. I think they can make the. Anyways, I'll go over that later. I had Maryland over Norfolk State. Norfolk State's a good team. I just think Maryland's been really good this year. And I have West Virginia over Columbia or Washington. I think, honestly, I don't know who's going to win that playing match. I forgot who I picked. I think I picked Washington, but. You can't pick those play. I wish they let you pick the play-in matchups, but again, it could increase your. I guess without that increase your chances to win the actual thing or get an actual score. I mean, Washington. Washington's their first year in the Big Ten, so I mean, there's that. God, I can't spell Huskies correctly for some reason. Yeah, I mean, they've had a few losses, and I think I do think I do think Columbia is actually going to win it in a close game. I just think West Virginia is a better team, though. I think they're going to win no matter what. Well, I don't know. It could be a close game, I think. North Carolina of Oregon State. Oregon State's a good team. I just think North Carolina's been better this year. Yeah, I don't even know what conference Oregon State is in at this point. Is it the Pac-12? I don't even know. I don't think it's the Pac-12. So if that's so, they have to go. They're going back to the Pac-12 with I believe with Gonzaga and uh Washington State or Gonzaga in basketball, obviously. We're talking about basketball, not football. Well, yeah, football, but not. All these teams minus Gonzaga also join football too. Like Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Colorado State, Utah State, San Diego State, Fresno State, and Gonzaga are in the Pac-12 and more because I think they believe they're adding more, like Texas State or Sacramento State. Hopefully, North Dakota State and or South Dakota State. That'd be great. Heck, maybe Montana State. We'll see. Or UNLV if they can pay Dan Mullen. No, there's that. Anyway, have Vanderbilt being Oregon. I know Vanderbilt's had some weird games this year. I mean, they beat Tennessee a few times, but I think Oregon's a good team. It's first in the Big Ten. I do think Vanderbilt's going to pull through in the end. I have Duke over Lehigh. Lehigh's been very good in the Patriot League. I just think Duke's just been really good this year. Both women's and men's. I'd say their men's is probably better than their women's, like on talking in each league, but their women's is very good still. Region, next region, I have Texas beating either HPU or William and Mary. I actually didn't look at this one because Texas is a really good team, especially for being their first year in the freaking Big Ten or not Big Ten. I'm such an idiot. SEC. It's been really good for them. Wait, what the heck? William and Mary? Why is that showing William and Mary's basketball team? Um, who is HPU? Um, High Point. That's who it is. Sorry, I can't tell. High Point. High Point made both tournaments. I just realized. And then there's William and Mary. Why the heck did they spell it wrong or something? I actually have High Point probably win this game. I mean, William and Mary has a losing record, which they're lucky to make the tournament. I mean, yeah, they won their conference, but I just think that or yeah, I think they won the conference. Yeah, it doesn't say postseason on here though for some reason. But I do think losing all those games, I do think High Point's gonna beat them in the end. But I don't think they're gonna beat Texas. So I think High Point beats William Mary. I don't think they're beating Texas though. They might get smashed by Texas. I feel like. Who knows though? We'll see. I have Crichton beating Illinois. Illinois is a good team. Like they've been good in the Big Ten. If I saw Illinois, not Illinois. You still gave me Illinois, thankfully. I mean, they've had a Illinois is on a losing streak right now, and I think this is like a good time for Crichton to take them over because Crichton and fire trucks are passing by. I know Crichton lost to UConn and blowout, but I mean, I think Crichton at this point is probably a hotter team at this point. I think Crichton's gonna win. Actually, has South Florida over Tennessee. Tennessee's a really good team. Like they've had some weird losses this year a little bit. I do think South Florida could be like a. I believe they won the American. Yeah, like and they beat some good teams to get there. Like who they beat? Like I think they. I know they beat North Texas, which I know they missed the tournament. They're still they had a really good record this year. Go Mean Green, I guess. And they won. They beat Rice and Tulane. Had apparently their regular season game was postponed, but never got played out. I think South Florida wins. I think they're gonna be an upset. Here, I have Ohio State, Montana State. Montana State, I think, give a really good shot. FCS powerhouse, by the way. I do think Ohio State's gonna win. They've been a good team this year. They didn't make the men's, but they're in the women's and all that. I have Michigan beating either Iowa State or Princeton. I think it's gonna be close. I think, honestly, I think Iowa State. Or I don't know. 'Cause Iowa State, I know the 66 win percentage, but like they almost beat Baylor and Princeton's a good team, I think. But like I do think in the end, Iowa State's gonna win. I don't think they beat Michigan though. I think it could be a close game. I think both teams could get a decent run of their money for Michigan. So, but I think Michigan wins. I have Notre Dame or CNF Austin. CNF Austin, shout out to my second grade uh second, I probably said it, sorry. Shout out to my second grade teacher. She went to CF Austin. I think they're a good team, but I just think that it's not. I don't think. I think Notre Dame is just a bit ahead of them at this point. I have Nebraska beating Louisville. It seems to be close. Nebraska's had some weird losses, but they've had some good wins this year. So I think they're going to beat Louisville. Louisville's a good team. I just think Nebraska's to pull through. And I do have TCU beating Fairleigh Dickinson. I think Fairleigh Dickinson's a good team. In the end, TCU is the Big 12 champion. I think they're going to pull through. And in, and I think they're gonna move on to the next tournaments, the next round. Sorry, I can't talk. Yeah. Next up, I have now it's round 32. I have UCLA Richmond. Like I said, Richmond's a great team, but I just don't think they're gonna have enough for UCLA. I have Baylor over Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is a good team. I just think Baylor's had some close losses. I think they will pull through and win. I have LSU over George Mason. George Mason, I think the Cinderella story ends there because you get LSU'd. I think LSU, yeah, they ended their regular season not great, but I think they will still do pretty good in the tournament. I have Harvard over NC State. I think Harvard can for run for their money, but I just think NC State's a better team at this point. Um, I have USC or Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a good team. USC, they've been really good this year, so I think that I know they lost to UCLA, but they beat two other times. I think they'll make it to the next round. And Kentucky over K-State, I think this will be a really close one. I just think Kentucky's going to win over K-State. K-State's a great team, though. I think it'll be a great game. Iowa being Florida Gulf Coast. I think Florida Gulf Coast, yeah, they had that big win over Oklahoma, or in this tournament, at least. Wow. St. Francis versus Alabama State's very close. I'll put that on the background without sound, obviously. I get copyrighted. I still think they'll make it decently far in the tournament. Yeah, I got a multi-view. Kent State's playing. Oh, it's the NIT tournament. Nice. Anyways, I have Iowa winning. Then I have UConn beating Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's taking some weird losses. I don't think they could be. They're a great team. I don't think they're going to beat UConn though. But what about moving on? I have South Carolina beating Indiana. South Carolina is just gonna be a force to reckon with, like I said. Yeah, I mean they're a really good team. I have Alabama over Maryland. Excuse me, Maryland over Alabama. I'm not saying this because I'm an Alabama hater or a lifelong Alabama hater, I guess. But I think Maryland's a better team. I know Alabama has some big wins, but I think Maryland the end's gonna pull through and win. Especially being the home team, I think that's gonna help them too. Moving on, I have West Virginia over North Carolina. North Carolina's a good team. I do think West Virginia's gonna pull through. They've been good in the Big 12 this year, so I think they'll pull through. I have Duke over Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt like could get beat up in this game, but they're a good team. I just feel like a team like Duke could beat them up pretty bad. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about that. Oh, St. Francis versus Alabama State's coming down to the wire, by the way. 68-68 at the time recording this. It's like Kent State's playing St. Bonaventure, and they're beating them in their own home. Moving on. Yeah, but I think Duke wins that match. Not Texas over Crichton. Crichton's a really good team, but Texas is just really, really good this year. I think there's something to say about Crichton. But yeah, I think South Florida's Cinderella or Bullerella, I guess, if we're talking the Bulls. I think the ends against Ohio State. Ohio State, I think, is going to win that match. Hey, look, we get a rematch between at the Cotton Bowl and the first match of next year for football. Yeah, I have Ohio State in South Florida. We'll see. I think South Florida give a run for their money though. I know Navy, Michigan. Michigan's a good team, but Notre Dame I think is just really good. I have TCU over Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska, they've had some good wins this year. I just don't think it's gonna be enough for TCU. Yeah. Moving on to the Sweet 16, I have UCLA over Baylor. I mean, Baylor could give them a run for their money if anyone, but UCLA is just a really good team. A rematch here between LSU and NC State. I have LSU beating them. LSU won the last time. I think I know that doesn't really mean much, but I think LSU will beat them again, just like they beat Tennessee again. Yeah, but whole new ball game, I guess. I have USC beating Kentucky. Uh, I think Kentucky could get a run for their money, like Baylor to UCLA. I just think USC is just so good. I have UConn beating Iowa. I think it'll be a close game, but I think UConn pull through. And I think it'll be like a 10-point game potentially. No, it's not necessarily that close, but still. Holy crap. St. Francis and Alabama State might go to overtime. We'll see. But yeah. Let's see. Where the heck is yeah, I have UConn beating Iowa. I think the run ends there for Iowa, but hey, it could have been worse without Caitlin Clark. Yeah. Plus, she still got a good team. Have South Carolina or Maryland. Maryland could get them run for their money. I know I keep on saying that. But South Carolina's just such a good team, dude. Not Duke or West Virginia. I think it'll be a close game. I just don't think Duke is gonna lose that game. Yeah, but there's that. Moving on to the other side, I have Texas beating Ohio State. Texas, yeah, they lost the SEC tournament by a lot, but I do think they still have a great team. I think they will beat Ohio State. So, yeah. And this is also a rematch right here. I have actually TCU beat Notre Dame. They beat them in the other match, which was way earlier in the season. I think they're going to beat them again. I think Notre Dame's a great team. I think it's going to be a really close game. And Notre Dame will be out for blood, but I think in the end, TCU is going to win. Yeah. How dare you for stealing Haley Van Lith, bro? Imagine they play in the championship. Haley Van Lith plays her old team in the championship. Oh, wow. Alabama State just scored. Holy crap. Yeah, anyways, moving on. I have UCLA beating LSU. I know LSU beat them last year, but UCLA I think, is a really good team this year. They were good last year. I just think LSU's it's not gonna be. I love LSU. Y'all know I'm an LSU fan, a lifelong diehard LSU fan. But I just don't think they're gonna beat UCLA. I think they'll be a good game. But I think UCLA's gonna win in the end. I have actually have UConn being USC. I think UConn's gonna find a way to beat them. I just feel like USC's a great team. I just feel like UConn could sneak in there and just win that game and surprise everyone. Wow. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I do have UConn being USC. I think it's going to be a weird ending for USC. Now, South Carolina over Duke. About the Carolinas, I guess, but I do think South Carolina's going to win. I have Texas beating Ohio. Wait, sorry, wrong match. And now we have the Battle of Texas, old Big 12 rivalry, by the way. I have Texas beating TCU. I think this was a tough one for me because I think both these teams are very good. But in the end, I think Texas is going to win. But I think TCU will give them a really good run for their money. So, yeah. Anyways, move on to the Final Four. I have UCLA beating UConn. I think UCLA, like I said, could be a force to be reckoned with. And I actually have Texas beating South Carolina. I know Texas got crushed in the SEC championship. I think they're gonna be out for blood. I think they're gonna win that match. And I have UCLA win the tournament against Texas Tech. I think it'll be a really good game. In Indiana, I think UCLA is gonna win. This matchup would feature two teams, and Alabama State just won. Wow, what a game! What? Wow, first ever March Madness game win for Alabama State, good for them. Anyways, Texas has been really good. But like I was saying, both these teams just joined new conferences. UCLA joined the Big Ten for the Pac-12, and Texas joined the SEC from the Big 12. So yeah, but there's that. That's my women's March Madness predictions. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. We have no more brackets to predict. I guess I could predict D2, D or D3. I don't know anything about those teams, to be honest with you, so I'm sorry. Yeah, but there's that. I think that yeah, I think these brackets could go far. We'll see though. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day and goodbye. See you on the next one. Peace.